Hello YouTube, I am Vince White. I am an employment attorney and we are answering publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. We have a question here from YouTube user Pamaroon, a longtime listener of the channel who's posed many questions. And she asked us, is it a conflict of interest and possible trouble in the federal court system when most judges handle both civil and criminal cases? Also, wouldn't it serve the court better if they kept civil and criminal separate, like church and state, in regards to the cases they handle? So, I'm not sure I understand the conflict of interest there. I'm open to the conversation. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know necessarily how handling a criminal case would then cause you to mishandle a civil case later. But I may not be thinking it through the way you are. So if you want to specify in the comments below how you mean, I'm definitely open to having that conversation. Second part of your question seems to be along the lines of, wouldn't it be better if you had civil case judges and criminal case judges? Which I think makes, I got something in my eye here. My goodness. Oh, I've been smited. Oh. So similar to how there's civil attorneys, such as myself, and criminal attorneys, such as prosecutors and defense counsel on the criminal side, yes, I do think it would actually make sense to have judges who specialize in civil cases and judges who specialize in criminal matters. And I'll kind of point out that's one of the many ways that arbitration can be so efficient. And arbitration is not good in all circumstances. We agree on that. But you'll have arbitrators who specialize in one field. Like when I arbitrate, it's always employment law. Because that's all I know about. Like if I was deciding your criminal case, you would not feel good about that. Because I'd be like asking attorneys, hey, so what's the law? Like, what do you think? 5 years? 10 years? How long do we send the person for? Is Alcatraz still open? How does this work? I don't know, right? Like, it just would be wild. It wouldn't make any sense. So, I think, Pamaroon, you're onto something there. The system is a bit archaic, right? The federal court system, well, those are not new procedures. Like, the system is somewhat aging, and what worked for the world back then might not work as well today. So is there an advantage in having specialized attorneys and specialized judges? I think so. I think so, and I think you're onto something there. It might make sense to have criminal judges. And criminal judges, I mean, you know, if you're sitting and you're hearing a case about a cartel or, an infamous arms dealer, stakes are high. You might need to hire a security detail for that judge. There's a lot going on there, right? Whereas like a civil court judge who's hearing run-of-the-mill, like a PI cases valued under $5 million, it's kind of unlikely somebody's going to kill that judge. Like it doesn't, might they? They might, but it just doesn't seem likely. Like $5 million is not really enough to kill somebody for in the U.S. these days. Generally speaking, because they're just going to replace that judge with a new judge. Like they're not even going to blink. It's not like the case is going to change necessarily. So stakes are a little bit different, and I can see a lot of arguments for specialization, for special protections for criminal court judges. Like there's a lot of arguments you can make, Pamaroon. So I think you're onto something there, and I'll be waiting for the comments where you kind of hit me up and tell me how you envision the conflict of interest inherent in being a federal judge that handles both civil and criminal matters. I will be keeping an eye out for that. Like and subscribe if this was helpful. Take care.